Hey everybody, welcome back. So today we are doing a few containers here at the shopping center, Palladio's, in front of Kirkland's. So over here we did have some lavender, we had some sweet potato vine, and we had some 100-degree weather, like 10 days, even more than 10 days, because we did have a little bit of a break, but I wouldn't really say it was a break because it was like 90. It was still super hot. So these plants, they get a lot of sun pretty much all day, except for this container. This container gets a little bit of shade from this tree right here, but these containers are in the sun all day long. And so they took a bit of a beating. Plus, none of these containers have drip. So all of the irrigation, I come out here early in the morning and I water all the irrigation by hand with the watering rig. And there's approximately about 67 containers out here. I want to say, I think that's about right, 67. I know they added a couple. I have to recount that because I think there might be a little bit more, including the indoor containers as well. So all of the containers out here at the shopping center does not have any irrigation. And and so we hand water them. So that's so that's how these pots get water. So today, let me show you what we have going on. In the beginning of actually in the last video, I think the last video, I think, was it the live one? Yeah, I think I went live, and on that day, it was a Saturday. It was last Saturday, the 30th or 31st August. So I was on that Saturday, I was doing a wedding on that day as well. I was going to do a little updo on the wedding, and I was going to record it and do everything and show it to you and how the wedding turned out. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to have, because I haven't edited this video yet, so I'm not sure if I'm going to have any of that footage, but it was crazy. It was so hectic. It was just so hectic. We were doing so many we were helping them out last minute things because I didn't realize that they didn't have any decorations. So I went in through my arts and crafts semi-truck, because I have a semi-truck full of arts and crafts, and amongst other things. And so I had to go in there, dig out a bunch of decorations for the trellis. So we let them borrow the trellis and we decorated it for them. And then the groom needed a haircut, so then I had to hurry up and cut his hair on the same time that I was supposed to be the bride's hair. So it was crazy. So I didn't get any footage of that. So I'm really bummed out about that because it was so cute. Everything turned out so cute. So I'm just going to show you what we have planned for this container. So this container we have, let's see, I think this is called a celosia. Right here, this beautiful red one, and this one can take heat. This can definitely tolerate the heat as long as you water it. And then this one right here, we have a beautiful dahlia. In our zone, it's not too late to plant dahlias, so because we do have a long growing season. And then right here, we put some lantana. Lantana is a perennial in our zone, and so I believe this is a perennial because we have it growing everywhere. So this is what it looks like, and it's going to die out in the winter time, and so that's when you can cut this back. But that's what we're going to pop in here on the side, and that grows pretty big, and it does like a lot of sun. It does tolerate the heat. And then we're going to dress it up with a little bit of some purple pansies. How cute is that? Are these pansies? Yeah. So that's what we have going. I am going to top off these containers with some soil, and I just have some potting soil that we just got from the local nursery. I think it's called Kellogg's. I usually use a different type of potting soil, but John bought this one. So that is what we have going in these containers. Now I have planned, let's see, I wanted to do 6 containers, but I think I only have time to do about 3 or 4 because the shopping center is getting pretty busy, and it is supposed to be over 100 degrees today. But right now it's pretty nice. And in the mornings have been so nice. In the evenings have been super nice. So everything's been growing really well. It's been in the 60s. I love it. I love the fall weather. I love everything about the fall and the spring. I do like early summer and late summer. But as far as the middle of summer, no thank you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab some soil, top this off rake it up a little bit. I forgot to bring my slow release fertilizer, but that is okay because we do a weekly fertilizer in this area. We do a liquid fertilizer once a week for all the containers. All right, so let me grab the soil and let me grab all my items, and then let's redo this container. All right, so let me show you the container, the potting soil. Ooh. So I'm using this potting soil right here. Really, you could use any potting soil for your containers. So, and I usually don't change out the soil. What I do is I just add to it. I add to it and I add amendments to it. And so we're just gonna just give this a little refresher. There we go. Man, I'm so bummed out. I wish I showed you our neighbor's hair. It turned out so stinking cute. I put some flowers from the garden, some zinnias that I cut. I put those on the side. Oh, it's just so adorable. So adorable. Okay. I forgot to bring my blower. Here's our guy. There's Mario blowing the leaves. And there's Pedro right over there blowing as well. Hard at work. All right. So let's get started. So first, we're going to rake in some of this soil in with the old soil. I like sometimes people watch me and they're wondering what I'm doing. Some people ask, some people don't. I try to get out here early in the morning when there's nobody. But this morning, I kind of got a little bit of a late start. I was so pooped out last night, I stayed up kind of late. I don't know why. I was out in the garden walking around. It was such a nice night last night. All right, so we're going to put this dahlia for the centerpiece. This one gets, let's see here, grows between 8 to 24 inches tall. So we're going to pop this one right in the center. And then after we get all these in, we're going to give them a good watering because this soil is so dry. I try to come out here every other day to water these plants here. Because sometimes it just gets so warm. All right, so this, I do have some Creeping Jenny that I'm going to put as a spiller in this container as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lantana on this side. And then I'm going to fluff up the dirt in there just a little bit. Give the roots a fighting chance. I'm going to mirror both containers, so both containers are going to look exactly the same. This shopping center has a little farmer's market during the week. So it's so cute. It's a small farmer's market. I'll show you in just a minute. It's very cute. So because this Celosia, I think that's the name of it. I'm going to double check because it doesn't have a tag in here. Does it have the name? Nope. So because it has 6 of them, so I'm going to do 2, and then probably 2, and then maybe another 2 right here. And then I'm going to tuck in some pansies, and I'm going to keep this little spot for the Creeping Jenny. So put 2 right here. You know, you guys, when I first started, a lot of people, when I'm out here, they'll ask me like what they should fertilize, like their plants are dying, what they should do. And a lot of the times it's because they forget to fertilize. They forget to fertilize their plants, or they over fertilize their plants. They're fertilizing them too much, thinking that more is better. It's not. It's funny because when I used to do hair, people used to ask me like, oh, what can I use in my hair to make it look nice? And I would tell them leave-in conditioner, good product. Same thing with plants. If you use some good product on there, some nice soil, your plants will thrive. A little bit of fertilizer goes a long ways. There we go. Another one right here. It's coming together. I think this is going to look so cute. I'm hoping that that these will get nice and tall all together. Because, you guys, Halloween is right around the corner. I can't even believe it. Alright, one more. And then we're going to tuck in some pansies. So cute. And then I'm going to show you a couple other containers before we leave here, because if I do have time, I'm going to pop in some of these coleus, because at the movie theaters where I did all those containers, right after I did all those containers, we had some crazy heat wave. And some of them made it, some of them didn't. So I might just go through and pop in some of these coleus in some of those locations. Alright, so now let's go ahead and pop in these pansies. And we're just going to tuck them in here just like that. Easy peasy. And these are going to be our fillers. There we go. So cute. This is going to look so cute. I hope everything survives. I know we're going to have... Oh, shoot. Jesus Christ. A little road rage going on there. Jesus, we're in a parking lot, for crying out loud. How fast can people go? It's a stop sign, too. Good Lord. Alright, and then two more. So we're going to go ahead and... I'm just going to pop them in right over here. Yeah, I'm going to pop it in right here. And then after this, I'm going to do the other container, and then we'll give them a good watering, and then we'll move off to our next one and see what we're going to do in that container. Our crew. Okay. Alright, so here is our Creeping Jenny. It does not look the best. I've had this in the little garden for some time now, so I'm going to go ahead and break off a little corner. If you ever see these flats, if you want to look for a spiller or something like that for your containers, and you see these flats like this at the nursery, you can just take these flats. It's way cheaper to buy a flat like this of spillers if you're planning on doing a bunch of containers at your home, and buying it like this. You just take a little corner like that and you just plop it right into the dirt. So I'm going to set this flat down and I'll show you how. Alright, so you just break off a little corner, move some soil aside, and then nestle it right in there. And then you spread the soil. And these plants will if you put them into the soil, into your earth, into the ground, if it's not in a container, it will, what's it called, take over. It's quite invasive. So I like to put them in pots, in containers. That way you have some control over it. So this is just going to kind of cascade and fill in this little area. So I'm going to go ahead, oh, that's a snail. Oh. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and clean off this container a little bit. And I'm going to do the other container exactly the same. I'm going to pop in a little music. And let's just go ahead and get started. So I'm going to mirror the other container just like this one. And I cannot wait to see what it's going to look like once it's filled in. So, alright, let's go. Alright, so I am finished with both the containers, and it is so stinking hot out here. My gosh, you guys. It is so freaking hot already. So that is how it looks. I do need to water it in, so I got to go and fill up the watering container and then get these suckers water in before it gets way too hot for them and they start dying on me, because we cannot have that. Alright, so I'm going to go around to fill up the water tank. I'm going to clean out my mess, and then we're going to go to another location and we're going to plant up the container. I think it's near a sushi restaurant. And I believe I'm going to call it a day after that, because I'm already sweaty and I've barely been standing in the sun. Okay, so let's go fill up the watering tank and get this show on the road. Alright, so I'm so sweaty right now, and it's not because it's hot, it's because I'm having a freaking hot flash. That's why. Okay, so this is the non-pretty part of the job. You have to open up these little irrigation control valve areas, and sometimes you run across spiders, roaches, you name it, all kinds of nastiness in here, frogs. And then so you twist this little doohickey in here, and this makes the water come out of there, just like that. You see that? So we're just going to fill this up a little bit. Sometimes it comes out faster than this. I don't know why it's coming out so slow. But, usually it comes out faster than that. But man, you guys, it is already so hot out here. And like I said, it's probably just me. It's probably just me. So I'm just going to sit here in the shade while this thing gets filled up. I don't know why it's not working. There's no pressure. That's weird. Normally it has a ton of pressure and it just shoots out. Alright, let me call the guys up, figure out what's wrong with this little watering irrigation thing, and then I'll get back to you. Alright, while the tank is filling up, I'm going to show you some of the containers that we did just recently, and some of them are doing good and some of them are not doing good. I think I missed a belt buckle, missed a belt loop in my pants. Alright, so do you see this container? Oh, I gotta fix the tripod, but you see this container right here, how this little guy's died out, and it's plenty moist. You could use a little bit of water, but some of them have died out, some of them are looking good. Do you see that? Like this one's looking pretty good. I could add a couple little flowers right in there so people can stop throwing their cigarette butts. But like, see this one right here, I could add some fillers in there. And then some of them I could pop in those little red flowers. So I'm probably going to do that. Fix those up really fast while that rig is watering, filling up on the water. And then go from there. And then these two containers are doing really well. And then also, let me show you these other two containers that are doing really well. Right over here. Part of me is afraid to plant some of these containers, and I'm afraid, look, this one's not doing that good, but it's making a comeback. But this container is looking really nice. Look at that. So pretty. I love this chocolate drop coleus right there. And this big weed. Can't be having that. Right there. Hate weeds. That's probably why I hate them. Because they're my job to pull them out. Alright, so let's just go ahead and finish up. I'm going to pot some of those celosias, I think they're called, into those containers back there, freshen them up a little bit, and then we'll go from there. Almost forgot to show you this other container across the way that we definitely need to do because it's empty right now. The guys pulled out this big grass. There was a humongous grass in here. And it started off as a tiny little grass in I want to say 1 gallon. And I didn't know any better. Popped it in here in this container. It loved the full sun. It loved this whole pot. I don't know how much soil we have. But it was over here next to the sushi place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in these coleus, top it off with some soil, put a lantana, put some creeping the creeping Jenny, and then add some zinnias around those red coleus, which I think will look fantastic, beautiful. All right. Now let me check on this watering rig, and then hopefully, not even, okay. I was going to call up the guys because I thought maybe it was me, but let me call them up, find out what's going on with this water pressure. Okay, so I know the problem. They're working on the irrigation right now, and so they turned off the water, the backflow valve. So I need to go look for someplace else to go get water. But in the meantime, I'm going to pot up that one container by the sushi place and pop in some of these celoseas over here at the movie theater and fresh them up so that way they look nice and pretty for the week. And then we're going to go and find another place to fill up on some water, fill up on the water, and then call it a day. Is that it? I think that's all I'm going to do today. Just that one container, water, and then call it a day because it's already getting warm. All right, so let me go ahead and hurry up and do that, and then I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. And then we'll get out of this heat. All right, so I am all finished with these sites, with all these containers. So let me give you a look at how this one looks. So that is how this one looks. So what I ended up doing is put this celoseas in the center, put some zinnias on the outside, intertwined them with some pansies, and then I put some creeping Jenny just randomly in there. So I cannot wait to see how that container turns out like. And then I watered it in, but it doesn't feel like I watered it in at all. But I gave it a good watering, so hopefully it does well. And then I fluffed up the containers in front of the cinema and added in some more color just to give it a little pop of color. And then let me just give you a peek of what it looks like, and then we're going to call it a day. So here is one of the containers. I just added a couple of these celoseas and some pansies, and I kind of did the same to all of them. Just kind of spruced them up a little bit, added a little bit more extra color, and filled up any spots that might have a lot of dirt. Like this right here, it looks dry, and I tried snipping it off, but it's hanging in there, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it in there before I pull it out. All right, so that's how all these containers look. Look fantastic. I love it with the red and the black. Looks so pretty. So that's pretty much it. I am done for today out here doing all these containers. It is getting warmer, and so I am going to call it a day. So hopefully you guys enjoy watching me do these containers. Look at this one. Doesn't that look so pretty with the coleus? This is a chocolate drop coleus. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to head back, and I will see you in the next video. Take care and be safe, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.